Hello there, folks. Hey, this is Joe Wazoo here. This video today is going to talk about using a FlexEdge product with an expandable dual Ethernet sled, or sleds, if you will, and in a concept here to talk to multiple machines that have multiple PLCs or devices on each machine, but essentially each machine is exactly the same IP addresses on each machine. That should have you confused by now. Anyway, if you look at this picture I got here, I've got machine 1 that has a PLC 1 that's at address 192.168.1.10. This one here is .11, and this one here is .12. Okay? If you look at machine 2, it's exact same configuration, same IP addresses, except for I called them PLC 4, 5, and 6. Anyway, I just want you to see that each one of these machines, there could be multiple machines, but in this case, each one of these machines has I/O or devices on it that have the same IP address. My goal of this application is to use a FlexEdge product as a way to talk to these machines with dedicated Ethernet ports to go to each machine. There's actually a switch, unmanaged switch here in each one. So what I've done here in this application is I got a DA70 with a dual Ethernet sled. I could have multiple ones, but I just have one in this guy right here. And this one here is Ethernet 1 built in. This one here is Ethernet 2. Normally, by default, that address is 222.222. That's what I got for Ethernet 2. This one right here is Ethernet 3, and this one's Ethernet 4. Now listen, I have Ethernet 3 right here set up in my database as 192.168.1.100 with a NetMask of 255.255.255.255. Very small, narrow network. And then on Ethernet 4, I have basically the same IP address, 192.168.1.101 for the end, not 100, but 101. And this has a NetMask of 255, 255, 255, and 255. Again, very small network, okay? So that's how I've got that configured. Let me see if I can show you here in Crimson. Here's the database, all right? If I go over here to device configuration over here on this side, I want you to see, here's my 2 built-in ports. I'm using Ethernet 1 here to connect to my office network. Ethernet 2 has the fixed IP address. I'm not doing anything with that. That's okay there. Ethernet 3, look at here. There's that IP address. There's that network mask. I'm not doing anything else on any of these other tabs. They are all factory default in this guy, okay? And then if I click on Ethernet 4, you can see the IP address there is .1.101. And again, notice the net mask here, okay? Now, if I go to communications on the left, go to communications on the left, and let me make this a little bigger. I want you all to notice that under protocol 1, I've got some devices here, okay? And if you notice here, I named them SI3_10. I have this SI3 is my method of, say, select interface or send interface. So if you notice here, I've got a 10, I got an 11, and a 12. The only difference between all 3 of these devices is that the IP address here is .10, .11, and .12. And all 3 of these here under the send interface, I hit the pull down here, and I'm telling everything under protocol 1 needs to go out Ethernet 3. You see that there? If I go to protocol 2, same exact IP addresses, except I call these ones SI4 for send interface number 4 instead of send interface 3. And I want you to notice something. If I hit the pull down here for send interface, you can see here that every one of these is connected to Ethernet 4. You see that? Okay. And everything else from this point on, data tags, it's all set up the normal way you would set up any other tag for any device. It's the same there. One other caveat to make this work, back here at device configuration, if I slide down a little bit here within my network or system configuration, I'm going to slide down to the routing section here. Go down to the routing right above services. And you'll see on the routes tab, there's nothing here. But on the outbound tab, I've got to define some outbound rules here. And if you look at this team, what I've done is for each of the end devices here, I have set up an outbound rule here for this, or an outbound route for this thing. So you can see that I've got 3 here for .10, 11, and 12 for Ethernet 3, and then .10, 11, 12 for Ethernet 4. All you do here, team, is click on the green pencil box, hit the pull down for what outbound route you're looking for, again, the port number or the interface number, and then put in the IP address and the network mask. In this case is specifically 255.255.255. Beautiful. So that's all I've done there, and that's it. And then in this case, let me show you this working here, team. So here it is live. If I pull up my slave little screens, you can't really see it, but this is SI number SI3_10. If I go down here and click on, here's number 11. These are just a bunch of numbers going on here. I do need you to pay attention. Here's the IP address of the Ethernet 2. I'm using some G09 HMIs. They have 2 Ethernet ports on them. The first Ethernet port is connected to my office network. The other one's connected to some stuff here on the table. So this is exactly what we're doing here in the background here. And then if I go over here, there's SI3_12. And I'm also going to show off, here's SI4 number 10. Here's SI4 number 11. And here is SI412. So there's all 6 of my PLCs, exactly what I'm mimicking here. This is machine 1 and machine 2, okay? Now, if I click on machine 1 here, I want you to notice that you can see all the tags are updating real time here. Over here in the lower right-hand corner, I'm using the getNetIP function here, so I'm showing those off. I think I have a video on getNetIP, but anyway, you can see here, this is the Ethernet 1 is getting an IP address from my router. Ethernet 2 is fixed here. Ethernet 3 has that .1 100, and Ethernet 4 has .1.101, as I've already explained. If I go back, or if I go to machine 2, you can see here's the registers coming from machine 2. And if I do all tags, I just drag out the tags, and you can see everything happen real time. So it's actually doing this. Let me show you something here. I have another little cheater here. I can turn off my HMIs or empower them, and I want you to see something here. I powered down this guy, and now this one's a little fragmented here, as you can kind of see. So what's happening, because I've unpowered this one, there's some comms delays that you can tweak with in Crimson, like I think over here in communications. I do need to show you this. If I click on my devices, I did make a small change. I went and made the connection timeout 500 milliseconds. I could make that smaller, and you wouldn't even see then this little jaggedness that you see, but that's coming from there. But anyway, I want you to notice that I turned off PLC 1. That's why I went dash lines. Let's just see if I turn off PLC number 5. Turn it off. Let's see what happens here. You can see that it drops out as well. But I'm still talking everything else, which is exactly what I wanted to see. Let's go back here. Let's turn on HMI number 1. And it's going to power up. It takes a few seconds for these things to power up. I should have my camera on, then you can see it, but I don't. But anyway, so it's got the graphite series on it. It's just loading. Now it's going to the Crimson 3.2 runtime screen. And let's see when we get a picture up on it. Okay, it's backup number 10. And look, there it came up right there. Let me go ahead and turn on HMI number 5. Switch that. I'll see here on the wall of fame my HMIs. I can see it powering up. And I'll yell when I see it get to the white screen. Let's see how fast this thing starts to. So it's got loading Crimson 3.2 runtime. Let's see here. White screen right there. Boom. That's pretty quick. Pretty sweet. Anyway, I just wanted to show that off. That's that send interface function. I think right now that Redline and Crimson 3.2 for the FlexEdge DA50, DA70 products, we support that send interface, I believe, under ModbusTCP protocol and also the raw serial. We someday might add it to other drivers, but you're going to see it, team. You will see that when you select a protocol and you pick a device. I don't know if it's under, let's see, if I do a raw serial, I know there's a person that's doing this maybe here. Is it this one? Let me look here real quick here. Oh, yeah. So that one has it also right there. You can see that select, that interface right there. Let me try the Allen Bradley. Did we add it to that? I don't know if we have yet, but let's look. I'm just curious. Let me go here. I don't see it on that one yet. Maybe someday we'll add it to there. But anyway, we do have it under ModbusTCP and the raw TCP. So that's a pretty cool feature, team. That's just covering, in this case, I'm pretty much focusing on this send interface for this demo. If you want a copy of this database or something, please don't be afraid. Let me know, team. I'll be glad to share it with you, send it out to you. The key thing is the NetMask numbers and that outbound table. Hey, thanks a lot. Have a great day. We'll see you later.